Hello, I'm Hyper G. He is Lucky Sixes. We're Proxy Table Gaming when we are joined together. Rock
Sup?
on.
Rock on, dude.
Yeah. Do you prefer Proxy Table Gaming or PTG? If you were talking to a
Oh
stranger in the
yeah.
street, what do you say?
It depends if they have anything to do with wargame. I would say PTG sounds good, right?
Yeah, I think it sounds
PTG,
good. Hmm.
PTG. What's
Yeah.
what's the viewers'
Hmm.
thoughts?
What do
What do
you
you
what do you
prefer?
call us when you're talking to those
Yeah.
random people in the street? You know, those sexy
What do you
ladies.
say behind our backs?
Yeah. But less rubbish talk because I'm getting told off for that a lot lately.
Oh,
Um, Focus on Stockport, round five. Boom.
round five in
We're
and the
still
last
here.
of the things, and I have the same opponent as your round four. Although with the 15 minutes in between, well, actually we had lunchtime, didn't we?
We did.
Didn't speak about
But
it whatsoever.
no, we worked out with a little bit of lunch remaining that you were playing against Joe, who I just played. And I think we were sat with Paul, weren't we?
We were,
Paul,
yeah,
Paul
yeah. We were
Gobold.
just chatting to
And
other
I think
people, yeah.
we were talking about his game, we were talking about other people's games. And then we were like, oh, yeah, you've got to play Joe. And I probably could have told you a little bit about what happened to me, but we didn't.
So yeah, so forget about the last battle because I have no idea what sort of thing it is, and
No.
it is the first time I played properly anyway. The
Yeah.
Orcs and Goblins book as well. So
Oh, right.
excited to
Okay.
see how it is on
Hmm.
that front. We
Oh,
all know my list.
you played
Uh,
against Jordan, didn't you, at Cardiff Team Tournament? That was the new Orc book. But that was
yes,
Orc.
although
That was Orcs. So
and yeah, that was very
that was
Orcsy.
6 months ago as
So
well.
I guess I
Yeah.
should say the first time I played against Goblins.
Hmm. Oh, it's
Because
totally different. Yeah.
that's what this list is.
Hmm.
As
Oh
you've seen
boy.
the massive screen of things. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, loads of stuff that I didn't really know about, which was cool. It's you got to have that experience. I think it's much better in a battle. I prefer to have it in a battle. Maybe not round five of a tournament. Maybe that would be better. But
When
yeah,
your energy is low, you mean
you,
you're not quite as equipped to deal with learning a new
yeah.
opponent's list. Yeah.
You gotta do it all at some point. So why not at a 20? But yeah, no, it was quite good. The first thing that struck me was again, like we said, was how many units there are, and we won't go
Hmm.
into huge map detail because there is the last battle report. Go check that out. I didn't. You got the demigod, the two on the chariots, which is cool because they create a unit and that's it. Didn't
Yeah.
know much about the maulers. I was like, okay, they can turn up anywhere. All right, I can't really think too much about them. Feral orcs are the thing, and then you've got like they've got bows, and then you've got the
Hmm.
bows on the rabble, and then you've got poison.
And the
I don't really like
Reavers. Yeah.
poison. Okay,
Hmm.
you go just looking at your map. Oh, pyromancy. Okay, well I'm not really a fan of pyromancy.
No. Two
You got
splatterers,
two splatterers
multi
and two
wounds. Yeah.
skewers. Okay, I don't really like them. And then two wrecking teams, and I'm like, I haven't really got too much in the way that can get them, but okay, we'll see what it goes. And I was like, maybe this is a worse matchup than I thought.
Yeah, because goblins, if you just leave them at only goblins, maybe it's okay. But
Mm.
the tools and the equipment and the rules that go with current goblins, oh man,
Yeah, and
that's a
then the trolls are
combination.
sort of mixed in
Oh yeah,
there as
by the
well.
way, there's trolls.
Yeah. Last round though, we have a different deployment and objective. It's capture the middle with the exception or the difference really to the normal capture the middle, where if you lose that round, you get to move the middle closer to you,
Hmm. Yeah,
which is quite a
nice.
cool concept. I quite like that. I guess it's an idea to try and
Well, change the game as it goes
even
on,
it
isn't
out.
it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
sure. And also you get a difference of amounts of counters and things for it. So you might not get the +3, -3 if you.
Secondary. Yeah.
It's not just a straight up. I win the objective. I don't. You actually have to
Yeah.
win by 3 points
Hmm.
to get it. So
Correct.
that was interesting. A really interesting one.
Yeah.
How we deployed, and this is after my vanguards, so not quite into my first turn, but
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
after
Very good.
vanguards.
You win that
Um,
round. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it was actually just before I put my wood down as well. My wood
Okay.
isn't quite down. You can see my little setup. It's all nice and neat at the back as well, with all the
The dice
dice
ready.
and the
I did that
amazing.
throughout the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, really useful, I think. Um, and yeah, so I guess I looked at it and I was like, okay, maybe this is a worse matchup than I thought. But then I've got two options. Do I stay back and shoot? And I was like, there's all those war machines and shooting and things. There's a bit more than I think I can take at range. I do have a decent terrain, and I've got another woods to put up, so there is a bit of cover. But like with the magic as well, maybe I don't. So I'm like, you know what? This is a push list. We got
Yeah.
to push, and I've
Yeah.
got all the
I was
giants
told
there.
to do the same.
All the giants there. I've got my minotaurs and chariot together. My chariots are on a hill. We're good, right? We're good. I
Absolutely.
did.
You got to. Yeah.
We put down 1 for 1 for a little bit before I then dropped for first. I think.
No, you had to. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Round 5. Yes. Of course you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put my gargoyles there, which actually in hindsight was a bit out of the way of everything.
Okay.
Especially when he then, after that, deployed his banglers in the middle, and I was like, yeah, that would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Take out
but oh well.
a wrecking team or two.
Yeah.
You could have taken both out with them actually, couldn't you? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know whether that's a change of the rules, but yeah. But yeah. I vanguarded first, but he went first.
Sure.
I think. So he moves up like so. He moves up his Nash dashes to basically die to my giant, so that I've got. He's got counter charges, and I'm like, that's fine. Doesn't really move up with anything else because he doesn't need to, because he's got a decent amount of range. As you can see, my forest I've put there for a bit of cover as well, and his manglers move up. And it's at this moment that I realise terrain does nothing to manglers, and I'm like, oh, okay. So they're
Yeah, they don't care.
They really should have known that, because I've got my minotaurs right opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god,
Yeah.
if that doesn't do anything to him, what does? Because I don't have a massive amount of range, but we shall see. He gets a smite off on this. I think I let it go because it doesn't matter too much. He does some wounds with shooting and such.
Yeah.
Then he does some more wounds with shooting and such.
I was going to say, you got him lightly.
And then he has one. As you can see from this, behind the mangler, there is another unit of
goblin bows.
And one of them can see the giant.
Only one can see. Oh yeah, of course.
It kills the giant. He needed a 6 to hit and a 6 to wound, and by God, he got it. And I didn't get the 6. I think I had an armor 6. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was funny, man. But I was like, because at the time we were like, that's funny, that's pretty cool, that's cool. But inside I was like, that sucks balls, because I had so many attacks. Well, but not to be. One giant down. No. I think the way it happened was a skewer does 3 out of 3, and then the rest failed. Then a unit of shooters does 3 wounds, and then is what it is. Yeah. So I go both into here thinking, well, I'll just I didn't want to go 1 for 1 because I felt like they could actually do some damage because they're strength 5, 2 attacks each. So they've actually got a lot. I didn't want to lose too many wounds, so I thought if I go in, I'll just delete it and it would take no wounds, and then the other wounds come from the chariots later on. So yeah, went both in, both got in. I moved up really aggressively with the minotaurs. I'm happy enough. So my BSB is the one with a banner. And the unit on the left is the unit of 6 minotaurs. I moved up like so, hoping to frenzy bait his
ferals.
They were on I think it's an 8 rerollable. Maybe it's not rerollable.
It would be rerollable. He's got big boss ball. Okay. BSB.
So yeah, and I'm like, you know what? It's a bit of a gamble, but if they fail that, they go through both the manglers into me, and that's huge.
Yeah, I guess they would, because they've got a wheel to get around the red mangler in order to then wheel
Yeah.
to charge. But they'd have to, yeah.
So yeah, I'm like,
left them no other charge, so yeah.
knowing that the manglers don't have anything to do with terrain, I'm like, oh, that's my only chance, I think. And I'm pretty happy with the trolls on the right against the minotaurs. I think I can do with my BSB in there. I think I can do enough damage. What they're called, chariots come off the hill, just so that I can threaten the raiders or whatever they're called, reavers, leaving them like a 10 or 11 to get into me, which was a bit close, but I was like, we need to push on this side, and if his trolls go in, I have a an easy flank charge as well. Gargoyles come into the middle, perhaps a bit too late, but will hopefully help me out later on. Otherwise, my bunker and Krugar just sit there, hoping to see if I can get the mangler or one of the manglers with him. Over here I get healing waters as well to help me with any mangler stuffness on that unit, and I get what's it called, the
Blooded Horn.
The Druidism one.
Stone Skin. Nice.
Off on the guys on the right, so really happy with that magic. And yeah, can he fail a frenzy check? Over here I do 2 wounds at 3. To the mangler, which may as well be nothing because he's going to die. And if I'd have just got lucky on that, that would have been so 2 things really that I needed to be lucky at. But oh well, not to be. Over here, I kill a load and overrun like 3 and 2 or something. Really, maybe it's like 6 and 4. But yeah, otherwise, like so.
Dasher didn't do 4 wounds to you, did they?
Well, they did 5 technically because my other one took a thing. So they just did. I was just like, oh man, come on, they're taking so many wounds.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Nasher Dashers would attack first. Still,
yeah.
On
his turn, he charges Krugar, needing 11, I think. I think he does the wire. I'm not sure. Hoping to go through him and into the bunker, and I'm like, it could happen. It could happen. Over here, he needs 10, I think, to get into there. And I'm kind of just hoping he doesn't get in. He does do the maulers at this stage as well, before charges. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know. Again, ignorance is not bliss in this regard. Because it was like, oh yeah, okay, so you can put them all in there, and actually maulers against them will absolutely... Because I was kind of thinking, well, Reavers charge, even if they charge me. What they're going to do, but 4 maulers in there will destroy this unit.
Game changer.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is. These guys need an 8 or a 9 off the hill. It is rerollable, to be fair, to get in, and one of the chariots goes in. Both of them couldn't go in to the one on the right, so I was happy enough with one going in. But obviously, with the ferals getting in, that really they should probably do 3 wounds to the giant.
If they can kill my great car, then they can kill a giant.
Well, maybe that's it. They're buoyed from.
No, they're goblins. Sorry, I was talking about feral orcs before.
Oh, right, okay. The Nash Dashers do not get into Krugar, so there's that at least. But these guys get in. They rolled a double 6, so it was like. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then you've got the maulers. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Over here, so this is the manglers and shooting. So they do 9 wounds in total. Obviously, I've still got my healing waters, and I was in a forest for shooting. So I was like, that's quite a lot. I can't really take, and that's me at my most defensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you obviously made the decision to go Stone Skin and Healing Waters that way round. Do you not think getting the extra toughness, resilience,
it's only in melee
the other way around?
It's only melee Stone Skin.
Oh, is Stone Skin? Of course, no. It's not extra res anymore, is it? It's only wound on. So whatever it is,
I'm pretty sure it's only in melee, as well. So.
Yeah.
Unless that's changed.
I had in my Druidism for a while. But
the reason I didn't, I had in my head that it was always that, but I guess I never really fully checked that. And it's game 5, so we'll save that for another tournament if it is.
Yep.
These guys come
Yep.
on the back, and yeah, it's annoying, to say the least.
It's like spare units, but also causing you problems.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And this is what the battlefield looks like, basically.
Yeah. And you're right about Stone
He,
Skin. It's only melee.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say actually, I don't know what this is, but my whole unit's gone.
Yeah.
So maybe that was shooting, and the Manglers did 9 wounds on their own. Oh yes, they did. No, they did, because I know that they rolled 6 and 6, and then 6 and 2.
Oh right. Okay.
So they rolled like 20 wounds and just killed 9
And then
of
the
them.
shooting finished off your last remaining.
And then shooting and magic.
However much was
Yeah.
left. Yeah.
Did the rest, and I was
Brutal.
like, oh, if you can do 18 wounds with healing waters on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's my fault
Yeah.
for the Manglers, right? They didn't fail their frenzy.
Yeah.
I moved up right into the Manglers. It's an issue. So maybe I should have stopped, held back, and waited for my gargoyles to be within there. Then got rid of a Mangler. Had a couple of rounds of shooting, maybe. So there's, I think I definitely too gung ho, but I didn't expect that in that regard. And this is where I was like, I after they died, I spent a good 10 minutes on my turn going, what do I do?
I can empathise with those feelings.
Like, on a serious note, and then this got compounded by then also. It wasn't just you shooting a magic. Didn't just do that. They also did a couple of wounds to my chariot and 4 wounds to my other miner. I was like, stop doing work. Just stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
Joe, please have mercy.
Where's this all coming from? How did this suddenly?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then a couple more wounds. 2 more wounds to the miner, and I'm like, and I was a bit dumbfounded over here. This is before combat. This is after combat.
Of course,
This is after that combat, and yeah.
Wow. Just yeah.
Kind of like I was like, whoa, 3 giant in 2 turns, 3 giants, a unit of minotaurs, a unit and a half of minotaurs,
half a razor tusk chariot,
and the chariots. And I
of
was
course.
like, whoa. And I do remember at this point going, what can I do? Is this even worse a matchup than I thought it was?
Yeah.
Because that was like me putting all my magic into buffing me and things like that. Maybe I should have just stayed in the corner and just and this was like right, but is there a way to run away now, knowing that he can do 18, 24 wounds?
Yeah, and you haven't even got to his backfield of war machines. So the reason why you didn't do that in the first place is because he had war machines.
And
you haven't got to them yet.
I've got a wall of forests, all this stuff, and I was like, sugar. And I do remember, and I don't know how it can, but I do remember just sitting there like this for 10, 15 minutes going, just in my head, all the different options of what I can, and just going, can I do that? No, because he just shoots me. Can I do that? No, because he just, and I'm going, what the hell do I do here?
Yeah, and you get to the stage, much like I did, where you originally thought to yourself a full unit of Minotaurs can take out a full unit of Trolls.
Yeah.
But now you're not a full unit of Minotaurs anymore, and you've got no other army left.
And
so
I guess you got to say it comes down to really, really good list building. He's super maximized,
and practicing with it.
There was a bit of chat within this as well, and he was saying, "Yeah, if you don't have armor, my army just walks over you." And he was like, I don't really like dwarves or warriors because they have a bit of armor. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
so I'm thinking in my head,
less armor than ogres.
If he's saying this halfway through the battle, this was a much worse battle than I thought it was.
Matchup wise, yeah, it's like a hard green.
Yeah. So, so I thought, well, there's nothing else to do. I'll just put all my magic into these guys and see if I can get some points. It's just about points. No, I did. I mean, I killed all his normal unit of Reavers, and so can I kill the Maulers? I can shoot them maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So one of my guys come on like that. I move out of line of sight with the mongrels and turn to shoot those guys and move as far that way. And so with my chariot, moving as far northeast as we look at it as possible to be as far away from the ferals who would charge through a forest and be in a forest. Maybe that would work. And the know what they're called, Gogtuks. Gargoyles. There's not much I need to do with them. I want to save as much points as possible, so I thought, well, I'll come over here and maybe charge the depleted, I'm hoping, maulers. I go ahead. My magic takes sympathy on me, and I get 3 spells off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm Stone Skin, Healing Waters, and I got some more back. I couldn't ask for more. It's really helping my my gamble to just go for points. So yeah, fair play. This is some shooting, and I kill one, and I do 1/1/1 to the remaining ones. So, you know, they're like Res 2 or 3 or something like that. So like, I should do it.
Trouble is, they're worth 55 points each.
I know.
It's like nothing.
So I've got the Reavers and one of the guys. Oh no, that must have been with magic then, because I then go and shoot the rest of them and get them off.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant.
Yeah. So happy days.
Even more magic.
Can't have been with magic. What was that? Oh no,
4 spells. Oh, right, yeah.
They panicked as a unit because they took more than a quarter, or a quarter at least, and then went through the gargoyles and died. Great. That's what it was. Over here, Krugar comes and does a few wounds with his Hawthorn Curse.
Okay.
And so do the Mongols, but it's not much. It's only 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Over here, I'll click the next one, but I want to say this is before combat. No.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I held off saying anything because I didn't know what turn it was, but apparently it was the turn I was completely triple buffed. Which, to be fair, are defensive buffs, so it doesn't really help me offensively. But I did 1 wound.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the maths. And please put in there what the maths are. But I don't think 4 Minotaurs and a Minotaur Chieftain charging into a thing should do 1 wound.
No.
Hey ho. But
that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, really.
It is what it is. And I was like, oh man, it's not. Come on, gods of 9th Age. What are you doing to me?
They gave you the magic spells, and then they refused to follow.
I remember saying that it's the hope that kills you.
Yes,
because I was like, all right, well, at least I've got some troll points, right?
Not even close.
Well, I think we drew combat, which is just they don't have banner, you know.
No,
it's just ridiculous. But yes, it was what it was. They then charge this, needing. I don't think it was a 9. I thought it was a bit higher, but let's say a 9. Over there, and they also charge.
They do come through the forest,
they charge through the forest because they don't. If they get in,
absolutely.
Thankfully, they don't. But the neophytes do. You know, I wasn't feeling too bad because I'm Res 5, right? Res 5 with 4 up armor, and they're 3 guys. But I mean, they do have poison. Otherwise, all those guys on the left that are just chilling, dealt with 3 giants so easily.
Absolutely.
Just come up, what can we? They'll try and get some extra stuff, but
Joe's biggest problem is half his army doesn't have anything to do for the rest of the game.
These guys obliterate me.
Oh yeah,
and he does the attacks, and it's like, oh, it wasn't even close. It was an obliteration. And I was like, oh, man. Yeah. And I was like, how thought they could do that as well? Oh, and this was like a initiation by fire, did they say?
Yeah.
And it was just like, Whoa. Yeah, that's they've
Yeah,
got that and that and that, and this one they've got that and that and that. I was like, okay,
yeah,
okay. I don't think they get into me. I think they get an inch away, but it was like a 9 as well to get into them. So I was like, don't get that as well. But did you have Swiss Stride? No. Oh man. But yeah, they're an inch away, and I was like, well, they can't. You don't need ambushes. They can't do anything. Come on. Blurry image shows me doing
hmm
7 wounds
yeah, yeah,
to the trolls, and him doing none back. The buffings work, but I needed
yeah.
to do 1 more wound in order to break their
To break his
steadfast.
steadfast, I was going to say, yeah, yeah,
And
because
I was like,
that's you might not have any banners, but that is a thing they are
if I
cranked up.
do that in the next round, in the first round, just do this 1 more. I'll
Yeah,
just ask for a measly 2 wounds on the turn that I charge.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I was just like, and he passes, which
Of
is fine,
course, yeah, yeah.
which you
It's
kind of would
just,
expect,
yeah.
actually.
Mm.
But yeah, it was just like, oh man, things are just. I need a bit more luck, but yeah. So this is onto my turn, and these guys move up to surround the neophytes. A bit shooting, bit
So
magic.
you've got units to spare as well, you
I've
know?
got units, but I've run away. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I get stone skin off, so I don't have healing waters,
Okay.
but I got stone skin, and in combat, that's just as good
hmm
because it means that he's strength 5. That's my res 4, so it's a -2 to wound, which is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And this time they just go for it and go to town, and
Nice.
it's like fine. It's 1 turn too late because it's now
Yeah.
his turn and he's got things facing me, but that's fine. We can deal with that.
hmm
And I turn to face these guys.
See if they actually fancy
See
it.
if they
Yeah.
in hindsight, I think I should have gone after them because they only rolled 2 inches. But what I
Oh,
didn't
you
want to
didn't
do
get
is
the points.
no,
Oh,
no, no. They ran away. What? So I mean, I arguably I didn't go to town.
no. I was
Actually,
going to say.
arguably I
Yeah.
did 1 wound more
Yeah.
to them, which is
Mm.
so yeah. But they run away and go 2 inches. Obviously, after I say I'm going to turn around for these nearby, because I'm like, well, if they did that to the Razor Tusk chariot, do I? Oh, I got stone skin off. I'll be fine. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Mm.
Yeah. This is his turn. He charges my Minotaurs. He rallies his trolls.
That's such confidence, isn't it?
It was.
Such
He didn't
confidence
take
in Neophytes.
any thought.
No. No.
Didn't take any thought whatsoever.
Yeah.
And just marches stuff up to get as close as me as possible. I'm not too bothered. Because he's got I've got like troops with my bunker, so
Yeah,
I'm not
you
too
can get
bothered
out
by
of
that.
there.
But
Yeah.
there's a different amount of shooting and stuff. He kills. Oh no, this is just showing Kruger. I want to say he kills him. I think they killed Kruger, or he does 2 wounds to Kruger. Actually, that's what he does with all his magic and shooting. He goes in here and he does 7 wounds to me.
That's even, man.
I do 7 wounds to him, and he also said, "Oh,
with
man.
stone skin. Yeah.
Oh,
Poison.
Man. I mean, poison goes straight through it, and it's the AP one as well, which is a little thing. But it's all the little. It is. It's the little rules that all add up. So like ambush and poison and thrown weapons and everything. And you're like, okay, right, cool. And I hold.
Oh, you see the trolls have rallied too.
The trolls have rallied
for full points. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't got any points really, apart from those maulers. I charge in here out of pure anger. And my ambush come on to kill one of these guys, because why not?
Well, at least you didn't lose their points.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But I mean, I'm 1-0 down.
Yes,
in terms
you've lost
of scoring.
your Minotaurs. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe my guy survives. I get Blooded Horn Totem off to I just want to kill them. I just want to kill them. I don't even care. Just these
That's
guys
all you need to do.
Out of all my wounds, I think I do 3 to him.
This isn't your last turn, is it?
No,
or is it?
Another turn, so it's
okay.
fine. He kills my Minotaurs, so there's a chunk of points. Kruger does kill him, and then
1 Minotaur's alive. Oh, this is a BSB.
This is my BSB.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kruger go for it and then goes, you know what? Screw it. Let's kill some
Yeah,
trolls, Kruger.
carrying on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
These guys move up like so. No, past their panic.
Oh,
I think.
okay. No, that. Oh yeah.
I don't think goblins
They're
are
frenzy, aren't
insignificant anymore.
frenzy?
I don't think they're not fearless, are they?
I'm just wondering about that. They have their minimized panic checks, but
Well,
yeah.
they pass anyway. Nothing happens, and as you can see, he moves up his redundant units over to around the side. I move like so with everything. I don't mind too much with the Minotaur Lord about them. I think he'll actually do some damage to them. And yeah, Kruger dies. Did he do any wounds? Yeah, he
He did a
troll.
couple. Yeah,
he killed a troll for his one wound. He only had one wound. They're AP2.
It was a bit of a gung-ho thing. Yeah.
But it keeps him there. He
misfires, turned around.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's misfires. Over here.
Do the same again. Why not?
Let's go. I mean, he's done.
Give me half points now. Just give me half points. Yeah.
This is just. I need. This is a moral victory if I can get in. But I mean, I'm like 4 attacks with strength 7, so I should.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I should do it. But yeah. I got charge and banner as well. Maybe. I move up my thrown weapons and gargoyles over there. Pretty sure that corner is one of the safe ones, and my mongrels just come back here.
Yeah.
Not really worried too much. I get +1 armor and distracting.
Nice.
So which now means the armor doesn't matter because I've got Agor's affliction, but distracting means he's hitting me on 5s, I think.
Yeah.
And then wounding me on 4s. And I've
both
got
distracting.
4 up. Yeah. But it kills me, of course. So
of course. and
now I'm like,
are even on half points? No, they're not.
Yeah, but now I'm like, well, I moved over there because I thought my BSB would hold him up. It's his turn next. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah.
I do thankfully kill his thing, so it's a little bit.
Well done. Well done.
100 points. And before this, I should say I needed 3 points.
3 points for
to get 50, and this was in my mind all the way since that moment of. What do I do?
Oh crap!
So I only need 3 points. So if I can kill him enough of his stuff, I will get 3 points.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they're killing me quicker than I'm killing him.
Yeah, a lot quicker.
And they charge here. I flee, and with my gargoyles roll 12 off the board. I think I needed 10 to stay on.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that happens, and then he goes into. I do rally with the wild horns, but yeah, essentially I'm left with my wild horns and my bunker. Did I do enough wounds to do 3 points? No, I did not. And I was like, oh god, that was a bad matchup. So what we're gonna do is go back to deployment here.
Oh,
and now. Right, so let's talk through what I did. This isn't quite deployment. This is onto his first turn and stuff as well. But what I did and what I perhaps should have done. No, now
gone away, turned around.
I think for sure there was an element of I just got caught out by the sheer amount of tools that I didn't think he would have. And, and that's an on me for not being prepared for the Orcs and Goblins for sure. And what a good list building from Joe Sampson.
Massively
to have those tools available and to know what to do with them. So that's my disclaimer for this little rant that's going to happen after this. So what I shouldn't have done was run at him.
Yeah, I found that. Yeah,
because running at him meant he was short range with everything, had everything, and those giants, knowing the amount of poison and counter charges he has and shooting, are just going to die. In the whole, so they're useless for this. I will say I thought, oh, okay, it'd be interesting because I've heard a lot about the Goblins book, so probably be not the best matchup. I read the list, thought it was worse, played the battle, knew it was worse even still. So didn't play this like it was a bad matchup. I played it like it was an even matchup, and I don't think it
Sure.
is based on the amount of range and stuff he does, and then obviously subsequently killing a unit half of
Yeah.
Minotaurs in one round. So
Yeah.
if you look at the terrain and what is useful for me, obviously we've got to do one for a little bit and then drop in for first and things. And if
Yeah.
I should maybe have to be there in mind, I should completely just go around that hill on the right. Use my forest also to have a bit of a screen on that side as well. Wait for him to drop some things, and I should drop my giants first.
Yeah.
And then vanguard them back to my their original position, fine, but don't vanguard up. I should vanguard them back into the center, ready on my turn 1 to then come back over, march over to the hill. The hill should be my central focus rather than the center. The objective, I think, kind of played into part of that, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want to just give him the objective, because I was going at this point. I was still going for a win.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I think putting them over that way, on that side, having my 3 drops and gargoyles as well, as my
distraction.
drops to distraction and a bit of a bluff onto where things are going. Maybe even Krugar as well, although he's a hero, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to do heroes last. I know.
Yeah.
I always. Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
That's
you do.
So yeah, using the gargoyles and the giants as my distraction / bluff, if you will. I should put them more centrally towards the left, and then put everything on the right, using the hill as my rerollable charge, as well as the charging thing. Druidism doesn't care about ranges and stuff, and then putting my forest more in the center of the board to the right of that impassable terrain thing. I think that would have given myself a bit more of a focus. He would have had to come into the forest, which of course I'm Forest Strider for, so no steadfast and things. And that would have given myself a better prep to actually maybe not win because of the objective, but to draw the game.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
Yeah.
He does still have a lot of shooting and things, but it's whether or not, if I've got that hill, whether or not he can get me down to a point where he gets points off me.
Yeah, because I mean, war machines can do stuff, but they can't do a lot of sustained wounds, can they?
Yeah.
When the bow's shooting at long range, not many get through. But when bows are shooting in short range, they do a lot more.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's my take and what I think I should have done differently into this matchup. Please let me know what you would have done. And
what would you have done? Yeah.
So I guess comments on what I did do, then comments on what I should have done, and what you thought of my little review on whether or not that was the right thing to do as well. They're the things I'm keen to hear about.
Yeah, because, and is it the same comments that you've just put on for me?
Yes.
After I played Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it? And the reason I'm really after those comments is because I had super fun this whole tournament with this army. It was really cool to push around the table. I feel like I'm really trying with the basing and like the modeling side of things as well. So like,
that's great. An army concept, that's really good.
I mean, there's still a lot of they're Feldrax rather than giants, so I'd still like a few more giants. And by the way, Beer Barrel is for sure the way to go. I've had a few people say
uprooted tree, don't you?
Uprooted tree. I've had a few people say Beer Barrel because then you can just get into a forest and then change it. But I'm like, you know what? It's just stick
uprooted
with
tree is amazing. Yeah,
uprooted tree
hitting
is
automatically,
so good.
Very good.
Yeah. So I'm super pleased. I really like the triple giant as an option. I think you can do triple giant double Gortak, which is something I want to look at. I think points wise.
Whether it's wise is another matter.
Whether it's wise or not smash. Yeah. But that'd be quite cool.
Can you do 5 giants?
No, I think that is 3 is max. But yeah, really like the Minotaurs. Really liked everything for it. I would quite like a second race test chariot in form of a general, which is something I played on the online thing. I really like that as well. And probably playing online with shamanism and in real life in druidism. I think shamanism is more fun.
Yeah.
and more engaging for both you and the opponent.
That's a very diplomatic way of putting it.
It is.
Yeah.
I've played it. I've given it a good go. It was useful, but and arguments for how strong it is because of the range and stuff like that. I just prefer shamanism in every walk of life because druidism is boring, and I stick to druidism as boring.
Yeah.
No, I can't get past it. But yeah, really good tournament. Ended up on 49 points.
Oh, and you got the same amount of points as I did against Joe. So
2 points, yeah. And I was thinking as well. I was like, well, that third game where I talked my opponent into a point.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. Against Matt.
I was like, but to be fair, even getting 49 as opposed to 50, I am happy to give him that point because that was
of course it was
sportsmanship from his part. So but gutted not to get 50, but overall really enjoyed the army, really stoked really to keep playing it, which I think is always good after a couple of tournaments.
Definitely. No, really good stuff. Yeah, well done you. Yeah, I mean, I think your painting, modeling, etc. is awesome as well. Really improved on what you were already very good at. So yeah, nice one. It did stink the car out, but
it did. So many. It's a herbal tea.
If the police had pulled us over for any reason, they'd have been like, "What the hell are you guys smoking?"
We would have got searched. We would have got searched.
No, honestly, cop, it's the models in the booth. Absolutely. Cool. All right, so your stock fort is over on 49. I was trailing behind on, I think we worked out 36, didn't we?
36.
So obviously I don't know that I could still catch you. Yeah. But let's see if I do in my round 5 coming up shortly. So yeah, give us some comments, let's see what this is asked for. Like, share, subscribe, do all your usual goodness, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later.